Hello? Hello, hello? Can anyone hear me? This is the weirdest chat pre-stream chat I think I've ever read in my entire life. Why is someone his hear me? Why is Santa someone's hear me out? First off, it's not even December yet, guys. Come on. Um what this is the weirdest stream thing I've ever seen. Okay, we hear me? Okay, good. Things are working. I swear to God, if the Wi-Fi dies on this stream, I'm gonna crash out. I swear to God. The internet should be fine. There's no Doki Doki, so Monica can't kill my Wi-Fi. So we should be okay. I really hope. If it dies, I'm gonna crash out. It dies again, bro. But anyways, we should be fine. So hello, everybody. How's it going? Today, I'm ranting about horror games. Or, well, technically, you guys are ranting about horror games because you guys will be providing the horror game hot takes, to which I will then be using for content. Yay! So, McDonald's puts Wi Fi puts yours in shame? Well, that's rude. That's kind of mean. How long will the live stream be? However long I feel like going. Garten of Banban, FNAF. Yep. Any indie horror game, any just horror game in general. Give me your hot takes, and I will be ranting about them for content. Because, uh, yeah, I don't really know where I'm going with that sentence. Um, uh, uh, I'm a professional streamer. Don't worry, I can, I can talk during things. I have my gaming setup in my bathroom. Huh? Hey, we do- Huh? Why is my voice kind of different? It shouldn't be. Did I hit like puberty overnight or something? Oh, actually, it's probably because I'm in a different room, so the audio bouncing around, the audio echo, audio reverb is a little different. That's probably why I sound a bit different. Um, FNAF is the best horror game. Prove me wrong. Uh, in terms of fear, I would say not recently. If we're saying the very first FNAF game, I'd say it's up there, but I don't know if it's the best horror game. There's definitely I don't know. Interesting. Top three favorite horror games are Poppy Playtime, FNAF, and Garten of Banban. Why is Banban's not a horror game? Why is he on the list? Why is it on the list? Banban is not a horror game. It never has been, never will be. I don't know why it's considered. Why am I getting 50 Steam notifications? Anyways, um, you stole a Wii. Anyways, I lost my train of thought because uh, Ban is not a horror game. It is not a horror game. Anyone who says Ban is a horror game is stupid. I'm not. I genuinely hot take. It's peak, but I think the lore is way too long. Just ended already. I'm assuming you're talking about FNAF. I don't disagree. I think Pizza Sim was a great ending, and then obviously UCN added the little bit extra of Afton being in hell. So I don't disagree with that, but I think getting new FNAF games is fun. It is nice, but I want a Defend the Office game. Just give us a Defend the Office game. Give us like a Fredbear's Family Diner game. Because while yes, the new FNAF games are cool and they are good, they're just not FNAF. You know. My older sister is a major Ban fan. I'm sorry for your loss. I am genuinely sorry for your loss. That's sad. FNAF lore isn't long. Clearly, someone has never taken a look into FNAF lore. Indie horror games are dying out now. All horror games are predictable. Yes, yeah, it is. I mean, they are. They are. I yeah. Um, that's why I want to try and make an indie horror game because I feel like I could do a good job. But I feel like the fandom of FNAF is overrated. Help Wanted 1, 2, and Secret of the Mimic are the only good games, and to be honest, the other games are annoying to play considering you sit till 6 a.m. Boy, that's oh boy. Um, I disagree. I think Help Wanted 1 is great. I think it is a great game. I think it is great in terms of horror. It's an actual horror game. The VR helps. Help Wanted 2 is not a horror game. Help Wanted 2 is just a bunch of mini games. And I've played these games. I can judge accurately. Help Wanted 2 is just mini games. Um Secret of the Mimic, I guess it's a horror game. Yeah, but it's not a FNAF. I mean, it is a FNAF game, but it's not like FNAF at its core is, you sit and defend your office. That's what it is. And that's why it was so much different is cuz you can't run. You are stuck in a place and you are trying to keep things out. Now it's just you need to run from thing, which I think is less scary, especially when at least and especially in games of security breach, the thing is, you know, not able to chase you well. Um, so, you were joking. Well, I'm still dissecting your thing. All FNAF games are good. Uh, 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 there. FNAF 3 is. Uh, FNAF 3 is okay. Security Breach, I think, is a good game, but I just simply like Security Breach because of how broken it is and how much fun you can have with that. But do you like Don't Hug Me? I'm Scared. I've never heard of Don't. I've said I take it back. I've heard of it. I've just never done anything with it. I've never seen anything about it. FNAF remakes are bad. Uh, I guess there are some fan games that are good. I mean, Joy Creation, Glitch Attraction, but like pure remakes, I can see that. I think I saw Unwithered Truth. He's made videos talking about how he would remake FNAF 1 and FNAF 2 if the lore was planned out from the start and not like because Scott obviously was kind of making it up as he went along. And they're really good. They add so much that it just doesn't feel like the original game anymore, which is fine. But it's kind of hard to call it a remake if you're adding that much. Yes, I have seen the Poppy Chapter 5 trailer. I reacted to it during the Halloween stream. And I wouldn't really call it a trailer. It was more of here's like three different cinematic shots of a bunch of goo and then a shadow of the prototype, and that was really it. Do I like Neon? Nah, Neon's kind of a bad game. Honestly, I would rate it 1 out of 10. Such a crummy game. I mean, it's a puzzle game. Ugh. Oh, I can't believe it. Ugh, so bad. Ugh. I'm kidding. Obviously, you should go wishlist Neon on Steam. February 6th, it releases. Um, Five Nights at Maggie's. I'm assuming that's a Simpsons FNAF game, just based off the name, but I've never heard of it. Um, so I Half-Life Story is better than Undertale. It's not horror related, but I've also never played Undertale or Half-Life. Both are on my list. Half-Life's in my Steam library. Uh, but Half-Life's on my list of games I need to play because I'm a huge Portal fan. Will it cost money? Maybe. If it does, it'll be like $1. It'll be extremely cheap, but I honestly might make it free just because it is a shorter game. Lore and Dress to Impress is better than the Garten and Banban lore. I saw the game theory video about Dress to Impress. The Dress to Impress. I I mean, I don't remember a whole lot about it. I just remember it was kind of weird. I mean, I guess I didn't expect um that kind of stuff from a fashion game, but I guess that's kind of what makes it cool. Kind of like Doki Doki, it just kind of it lures you in. But even then, I mean, it was kind of okay. It was like about this one like makeup artist that like summoned like the devil or something, which granted, as stupid as it is, yeah, is better than Ban Ban. Um, so Hollow Knight. I tried playing Hollow Knight when Silk Song came out because I wanted to play the original. It was not my kind of game. I'm not that it was a bad game. It's just not the kind of game that I usually end up playing. Doki Doki's better. I mean, yeah, as someone who played Doki Doki Literature Club for 4 hours on a live stream while chat was screaming at me to play something else, I can confidently say that it is a better game. All mascot horror games are so ass. If I learned there's a team who's planning to raid their Discord server, I would join. I mean, yeah, I think there's a difference between mascot horror and indie horror. Mascot horror is obviously it focuses around a mascot. Indie horror is just horror in general. Obviously around the animatronics, there's not one singular animatronic. So I call that more indie horror than mascot horror. You were impatient. I was impatient too. Not really. I was impatient at chat getting impatient. Oh no, I got impatient at the end because A, my stream was dying, and B, it had been like 3 hours. So, yeah, thoughts on Dark Deception if the game is. I do know what the game is. I've never played it. I think I've seen one clip where you're in like a room full of a bunch of needles or something, and there's this like nurse who has like a first aid kit for a head. Other than that, we're patient. No, you are not. You can go back and watch the stream. I added timestamps for all the stuff. Chat was screaming at me. Basically, obviously, you can't really scream at me because you don't have microphones. But like, genuinely, they got so annoyed that I was playing Doki and that it wasn't scary. They were like, "Please, God!" Like my viewership just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. So I finally went and did FNAF and stuff. But oh my God, it was actually so annoying. So, favorite mascot horror rather than FNAF or Dark Deception? Uh, uh, eh. Other than FNAF, probably Poppy. Then, yeah, it is. It's a close second. It's not necessarily close, but it is second. Chat was impatient. Yeah, exactly. Chat got so mad at me for playing Doki. It was ridiculous. Garden Abandonment hate is so forced. It's really not. It really isn't. Genuinely, I mean, I made a 32-minute video on my YouTube channel talking about why there is plenty of reasons to hate it. Plenty of reasons. I mean, there was a bunch of stuff in that video that I meant to talk about. I meant to talk about, the merch button thing. I meant to talk about reincarnated, unique geese reincarnated. Apparently there was a whole situation in Brazil that they like banned people in Brazil from playing their game. I forgive me for not knowing the exact specifics. I know many people have told me about it. I just can't remember off the top of my head. It was like something about their like content creator partners. They just stopped playing. I was chapter 4 Doctor Session. Okay, but there are plenty of reasons. One thing I was shocked about is that not a lot of people knew about the drone remote polygons. I thought that was like widely known information because I'd seen so many things talking about it, but like 95% of the comments in that video are just, "What? I didn't know the drone at that remote how many polygons." Huh? What do you mean? What? So there are plenty of reasons to hate. ban. Uh, we need more horror games that aren't about like the devil or creature, something like Final Destination. I've never played Final Destination. I have no idea what Final Destination is. So there should be more open world mascot horror games. I don't know how well that would work. Slenderman. Cons- oh my god, sorry. Someone in my throat. Is Slenderman considered an open world mascot horror? Because I mean, you're traversing, or I guess Choo Choo Charles. That's probably a better example. Choo Choo Charles considered open world mascot horror game. You know, so I I think if they're done well, they can work. But you need like good. You need to have good AI, enemy AI. You definitely need that. But I guess Two Charles would be considered open world. Is SCP Containment Breach a good game? I really like the concept of SCPs. I love the concept of SCPs. I always think that anytime they're in like game format, they are done terribly because everyone does the same SCP. They do the SCP. They do like what's his name, Peanut, where you can't look at him. Basically, like literally, it's every game ever. Endos, Weeping Angels, Coil Heads. Everyone does that. They do the shy guy or whatever, where you look at his face and he goes murders you, or they do IKEA. Always those three. Nothing creative. Like I love the concept of SCPs, but they just no one ever does anything interesting with it. This is definitely not me talking about Neon. Um, I think the best probably playtime chapter is chapter 4 or 2. Woo! Yeah, those are probably the worst chapters in my opinion. Chapter 3 is the best. If I have had to be honest. Chapter 4 is buggy and not in a fun way. Chapter 2 is just kind of a I don't know, I never liked chapter 2. It was I think I've started to appreciate it more now, but I, it's just I, it's, chapter 3 I feel like is just significantly better graphics, gameplay and all that stuff. God, I gotta scroll back up during the chat. What's the best Poppy Playtime plush in your opinion? If you own a few, I don't own any. Um, I thought about getting the Huggy plush. I honestly did, but I don't own any. Final Destination, you don't know it's a movie about people who die in the dumbest ways and it's gory. I'll have to take a look at it then. You Fork Brothers don't even know what they're making? Yeah, probably. SCP-999. I talked about SCPs, but truth be told, I don't actually know much about them. What is SCP-999? I don't actually know that much about SCPs. SCP-999, the Tickle Monster, is a large, friendly, and sentient orange blob of gelatinous slime that is considered one of the most. What in the heck? Okay, that's something. Anyways, Jesus. Tell me a good SCP that fits in a game. Like I said, I don't know that many SCPs, but I don't know. I just feel like something other than "oh no, you have to look at it" or "oh no, it's an infinite IKEA." Really, anything other than that. Like there are, I don't remember off the top of my head, but there are a lot of good ones that people just no one incorporates into games. I don't remember off the top of my head because there's like 500 billion SCPs. I don't believe the Fork Brothers are going to university or high school. These greedy motherfuckers cannot be going to school. They honestly might be in college, but they might have been in college. I'm sure they probably were, but they probably dropped out because Ban, bringing in the money. Um, I highly doubt they're still in college though. There's no way they're able to pump out games that fast if they're in college. That or they are in college and are just failing college. That's actually possible. 2D indie games are better. Sometimes. I mean, FNAF is a 2D game, technically. It just gives the illusion that it's 3D. Um, I don't know if I would consider them better. but they definitely have the potential to be better. Um, I love the games in the game station. Poppy Chapter 2. Well, yeah, it's not. That's the thing though with Chapter 2 is it doesn't really make it the most horror-y part of those games is the PJ Pugapillar thing. But even then, if you're good at it, it's really not that bad. I think for the first time playing everything, it's oh yeah, spooky. Not really, but I guess that kind of goes with all horror games. Is after the first time of playing it, it's not as scary, but still. Plague Doctor is pretty cool. There could be a game of it. Yeah, Plague Doctor is a good one. Um, is SCP Secret Laboratory? You guys gotta stop activating SCPs. I don't know. Let's see here. SCP Secret Laboratory mobile game. Okay, it's a mobile game. No, it's ass. It's terrible. You cannot. Mobile games are never good. Can someone explain why there's no Garden of Banban 5? No, because the Euphoric Brothers can't count. That's why. That's why they can't. That's why there's no Banban 5. The Euphoric Brothers are dyslexic and can't count. Um, actually though, I don't actually know. I think it's meant to be a prequel. I don't know why they made it 5 instead of just making it 0 or like honestly just even -1. Turn Banban 0 into -1 and make Banban 5 Banban 0. I don't know why they decided to make it 5. Eh. Without audio, horror games are scary. I'm assuming you mean without audio they aren't scary. Because if you're saying that without audio horror games are scary, that's kind of silly. Because audio makes like ambient sounds, little things in the background. I mean, jump scare sounds. Audio makes like 90% of horror, just like little sounds you hear in the background. That's what makes it builds the tension up. That's kind of what makes like 95% of a horror game. So saying without audio horror games are scary is kind of that's an interesting way to look at it. I would disagree with that. Your takes on No I'm Not Human? Isn't that like what was that one game where you have to aren't scary? Okay, that's what I thought. Then yeah, I'd agree with you. Um, that one game where it's doppelganger. It's a doppelganger thing, and then you like have to like cross reference it with like the records of people, and it's like doppelgangers, and it's what is it called? Oh, what is it called? There was like a William Afton Easter egg in it. Oh God, no! What is it called? Oh God, why can't I remember? Not My Neighbor. Thank you. Oh my God. Oh my God, that was actually gonna drive me insane. Not My Neighbor. Is that not basically what No I'm Not Human is? I don't know enough about that. Oh, maybe I'll just watch Markiplier play it. But aren't those like basically? I'm not gonna say same, but like similar ish games. I mean, if it's done well, I feel like it'd be good. But so can someone explain why missing Banban exists? I have no idea. I because you no, actually I can tell you exactly why it exists. It exists because the Euphoric brothers needed some more money. They ran out of money, so they needed some more money. That is the only reason that game exists. Only reason that game exists is because the Euphoric brothers needed some money. What do you think of creepypasta games? They're. I mean, it's similar to SCP. If they're done well, then it works. Like Slenderman is a creepypasta game, technically. Backrooms is a creepypasta game. So I mean, if they're done well, then that's good. They can be scary. Any game, any game concept, if you want it to be good, obviously it has to be done well. But I think a lot of games they have these really cool concepts that just aren't done well or aren't done well enough. I think a great example of that is there was a horror game that came out recently called Vigil, where it would take in your webcam information and if you blinked in real life, the game would blink and it was basically a weeping angel situation, except you had to keep your eyes open in real life, which is in concept awesome. That sounds incredible. Except the game was just super short that you really only had to keep your eyes open for like 3 minutes and then you were basically just kind of done. Which, don't get me wrong, is fine. As a proof of concept game, I think it's great. And I think they're working on like a full version. But, Garden Bayman story could end in just 3 games. They're milking it. Wow. Thanks, Captain Obvious. No, that's mean. Yes, obviously. They are. Yeah. Someone makes a horror game out of the return of the pumpkin rabbi. Huh? The hell is a pumpkin rabbi? I mean, a rabbit? You're saying pumpkin rabbit? Regardless, what are those? I've never heard of those. Like ever. Um, this is turning into a Q&A stream. Where are our hot takes at? Come on, guys. This is not a Q&A stream. This is me ranting about horror games. That's what this is meant to be. You guys gotta give me more hot takes, not Q&A questions. When I hit 5K subscribers, we'll do another, Q&A. SCP Secret Laboratory good game. It's a PC version. I, I I don't know. I've never played the game. You keep asking me questions about games I've never played. There's a reason I said in my community posts like Bendy and Ban and Poppy and FNAF because I've actually played those games. Never played SCP Secret Laboratory or SCP Container Breach, so I judge can't judge if it's a good game or not if I've never played it. So that yeah, I mean it makes it hard to judge a game fairly if you've never played it. That's why I went and played Ban before I made my whole 5 bajillion Ban video. 5 bajillion years. I can't speak today. Before I made my 30-minute long Ban video. Have I played Tattletale? Tattletale is the one game where it's that like big ass robotic furry or something. I've not played that. I know enough about it, I think, that I could probably talk about it. Horror games are either very good. Plants vs Zombies. I'm sorry. You just called Plants vs Zombies a horror game? This is a rare compliment to but Ban is more of a horror game than Plants vs Zombies. I can't believe I would say something like that, but Plants vs Zombies is not a horror game. No matter how terrible and cheap a horror game is, there isn't a little illiterate goofball out there that will glaze it. Yeah, I mean the comment section in my Garden of Banban video kind of proves that we need more. Okay, okay, man, come on now. Really, Missing Banban is, in my opinion, the worst game from the Fork Brothers. You specified not really. Well, but why would you even use that as your example? You could at least use something like FNAF as your example for a good horror game. Plants vs Zombies isn't even a a horror game at all. Ever wonder how many nickels you would have every time the Euphoric Brothers added a polygon onto their custom models? Well, let's see here. I would have 184,323 nickels. 184,323 times 0.05. I would have almost $10,000 in nickels for every polygon on that drone remote, which is ridiculous. It's insane. Have you tried Fear and Hunger? God, I feel like a fake horror fan. You guys are naming all these horror games that I've never heard of. Fear and Hunger? Let's look this up, shall we? Fear and Hunger. Survival game. Okay. Fear and Hunger on Steam. Fear against a horror dungeon crawler set in the dark. And I have not played this. This looks. It's real. Wow, this is really good reviews. Maybe I'll have to play this. Huh. Maybe I'll have to actually. Maybe I have to try that out because I've not played that. That looks interesting, actually, though. Maybe I'll have to try and play that. My bad for being a dumbass and not giving an actual horror game. Yeah, I, I don't know. I still don't, I don't know why you used Plants vs Zombies. Like don't get me wrong, Plants vs Zombies is not a bad game. I think it's gotten worse over recent years, especially with the newest drama on it. But like, still, Plants vs. Okay, well, you deleted your message. I can't see it. Anyways, Garden Bandit 3 is the scariest ban, I guess. Um, ah, eh, eh. I mean, none of them are scary at all. If we're trying to think of one that's, I guess, at least a little scary, I guess 7, just because the environments are darker. Ah, have you tried Happy's Humble Burger Farm? I have. Oh, okay, I haven't played it, but I've watched multiple full playthroughs on it. But that was a while ago. But I do remember that game. That is a good example of turning a childhood thing, like a fast food restaurant, into something that is scary. It kind of went more sci-fi at the end, from what I remember, instead of being a horror. But that is a very good example of doing what mascot horror is it's turning a childhood thing into something scary. I really like Happy's Humble Burger Farm. Dear God, Pineapple and Pizza is a horror game. Yes, it is. I've played that. Pineapple and Pizza is absolutely a horror game. If any of y'all have not played Pineapple Pizza, go play it. It's free on Steam. It's like a short, like 15-minute little game. It is a horror game. It is. Uh, have you seen or played the Subliminal demo? I have seen it. Subliminal was a game that the only reason that I even looked at it was because I thought it was a sequel to Superliminal. Like the trailer had like the same font and everything. I mean, it even has the same voice actor. I thought it was a Superliminal sequel, and I really enjoyed Superliminal. I really liked that game. It obviously isn't. It's a backrooms esque liminal space game. And so I kind of kept up with it ish, but after like 3 years of no updates, I just kind of stopped following it. And then I saw that the demo came out, and I was like, oh wow, that's cool. And so I watched a playthrough of that. And I think besides the monster design, if the monster design could absolutely use some work, I get it's supposed to be based off the clock, but I think the graphics are insane. Like holy crap. Um, but it is yeah, the monster you can meet is a bit I agree, but I think it is really good. I think it is absolutely going in the right direction. Um, my hot take is that you like doing Doki Doki voices. Now, why would you say that? Okay, little secret. The voice I did for Monica was simply a slightly less robotic GLaDOS impression. That's the voice I did for Monica. It was a slightly less robotic GLaDOS impression. That sounded more like Sin from Murder Jones. That didn't sound like GLaDOS, but you get the idea. I don't know why that was the voice I did. That's just like the most feminine-ish voice I could do. Is GLaDOS. Try Welcome to Elderfield if you like games like Stardew Valley. I have never played Stardew Valley. I mean, it's basically. I know what it is. I think everyone knows what Stardew Valley is. But okay, Elderfield is basically a horror Stardew Valley. Interesting. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that because I know Stardew Valley is a really good game. I've seen lots of good things about it, so I'll have to. Sin mentioned, yes. I'm a Murder Jones fan. There's really no. I mean, that's not really a secret. I am a Murder Jones fan. Ah, I can do. I love freaking out my friends and family by doing the creepy artificial intelligence voice. All you have to do is pitch it up or down to change what kind of robot you are imitating. Do you know about Solar Gun? Ah, no, I don't. FNAF 3 isn't very scary. Springtrap is very cool. He's the only character that can kill you, and that is bad. I don't think it's bad that he's the only character that can kill you. I think the Phantoms do a good job at scaring, especially first time. Them just coming out of nowhere makes it scary. I think his jump scare could absolutely use some work, but it really and no, it's really not that scary. All you really have to do is cam 10 him, just spam cam 10 audio. But oh yeah, it's not that scary. It honestly really isn't. There's no famous creepypasta that hasn't been milked by cheap games. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. Slenderman's been milked to death. Backrooms have been milked to death. Oh my god. There's so many Backrooms games. It's not even. It's actually ridiculous, dude. There's so many, SCP 3008 skins or skins games. Dude, it's actually insane. It's ridiculous how many Backrooms games there are, though. It's so bad. After every game, after every game, past FNAF 2 is improved on Yeah, I saw a video talking about that. Like people were mad that FNAF 2 had too many characters, so FNAF 3 has less characters. People were mad FNAF 3 wasn't very scary, so FNAF 4 was FNAF 4. People were mad about FNAF 4. The lore was super confusing. So Sister Location lore was super straightforward. People were mad that Sister Location went to sci-fi. So FNAF 6, it's back to the OG FNAF. And then obviously UCN. I don't really know what that would be improving on. I guess people were mad about the knights in Pizza Sim, so UCN kind of gave them uh, a better knight system. But no, yeah. My favorite FNAF games are 2, Security Breach Ruin, and FNAF World. Uh, uh um, FNAF 2 is good. I think it has a bit too many threats. Um, but I do think it is a good game. Do you have any thoughts on the Poppy Playtime movie? Uh, I don't. Honestly, I don't. I wanted to talk about that, but we know nothing about it to where it's kind of impossible to have thoughts on. I don't think it's gonna follow the story of the games. I think it's gonna be like a prequel, and it's gonna be like we're gonna see the Hour of Joy and all that. Um, but I don't really have any major thoughts. See the Backrooms by Fancy is the best. I'm subscribed, been keeping up with the development of that game, and it is turning out to be an incredible game. And it came out of early access. I need to play it. Honestly, I need to like live stream this game because I've honestly been keeping up with that game's development for basically its entirety. I think I was there like a week or so after his first video and it dropped. Um, do you like the FNAF movie? I really liked the FNAF movie. I think a lot of people thought this as well that it wasn't super scary. But I think for being a movie for the fans and a movie filled with references and just an all-around enjoyable movie for fans, I think it nailed that absolutely. And FNAF 2 movie seems to be a significantly more horror focused. So I am extremely excited for that. Extremely excited for that. FNAF World is the only game I've been interested in. Yeah. Well, Pizza Sim's also free, not just FNAF World. What else? There was another FNAF game that was free. I forgot. I guess all the like little like Freddy and Space ones are free. Um, yeah, Pizza Sim is free. Yeah. FNAF World, FNAF World, FNAF World is a game. That's for sure. It is a game. Yeah. I love the Spring Bonnie design from the FNAF. Oh yeah, UCN's also free. I love the Spring Bonnie design from the FNAF movie. Yeah, I do too. Yeah. I'm honestly really excited to see what they do for the Springtrap design. I honestly hope that like end of the FNAF 2 movie, credits roll. It's been so long plays, and then we just get a post credit scene of, you know, Matthew Lillard in the Springtrap suit, not the Spring Bonnie suit, the Springtrap suit, twitching, fade to black, title, and movie. Give me that. That would be awesome. Um. Anyways, I need more hot takes. I need to milk you guys for content. Where are my hot takes at? FNAF movie would be like a slasher film. FNAF 2 movie might. I mean, they got Skeet Ulrich back. They got Matthew Lillard and Skeet Ulrich back, which is pretty cool. Um, so that'll be he's playing Henry, which is that's really cool. He's playing Henry in Afton. FNAF 3 movie, if that ever happens, it will happen. They signed on Matthew Lillard for a 3 picture deal. It's already in pre-production. I'm pretty sure Scott's already writing a script for it. The FNAF 3 movie is going to happen. It will. Whether we get a fourth, if we get like a movie based on FNAF 4 or one based on Sister Location, maybe. But what I really think they're gonna do is they're for third FNAF movie is they're gonna combine FNAF 3 and Pizza Sim. And so because for general audiences, the whole Afton not dying to fire, even though Remnant is burned by fire, might confuse general audiences. So I think that what they're going to do is Mike's going to burn down Fazbear's Fright, and they're going to lure all the animatronics there and kill Springtrap, and we're going to get Connection terminated in live action, which will be awesome, and then end movie and series. I know Scott talked about maybe doing like a goosebump style stories on the books, like Into the Pit and Fetch and all that, which would be cool. Siren Head games are awesome. Dude, it's been a while since I played a Siren Head game. Holy, um, it has been a hot minute. Little Nightmares has bad gameplay. Ooh, um, I can see that. I think the style in which it is, where it's like you're kind of it's not really a third person game. I mean, it is a second. It's I wouldn't. It's not a second person game. It is a third person game. It almost plays like a Lego game. Actually, it does. It does. No, it does. It totally does play like a Lego game. Honestly, that's actually a really good comparison. Now that I'm thinking about it, it does kind of play like a Lego game. So I can see bad gameplay. I know a lot of people hated Little Nightmares 3, which is a shame because I know Little Nightmares is a good people really like that series. Um, yeah. Little Nightmares 3 is the worst game in the series, which is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Have you heard of Joyville? Yes, I've heard of Joyville. I don't know how, but they somehow managed to make a Ban Ban knockoff that was better than Ban Ban. I- eh. Little Nightmares 3 overall wasn't as scary as the other ones. Yeah. But I mean, it doesn't have to be scary. I mean, Little Nightmares is not a. I don't think I'd consider it a horror game. I don't think people consider it a horror game. If they do, then oh well. But don't necessarily consider it a horror game. I consider it more like a stealth game, kinda. But I do know that is a lot of horror in Little Nightmares. So, FNAF World is the peak of FNAF games. That is a hot take. And why is that? Is that because it's different? Is that just the style of game? Because it is very Plants vs Zombies like. Um, but it so I it is the only one. It is the only FNAF game like it. There is not another FNAF game that is like FNAF World. So it is. I know a lot of people said that it is the best FNAF game, which I disagree. In terms of horror, not. In terms of gameplay, also not. In terms of animatronics design, uh, yeah. It's because I grew up and got to know it so much. Okay, fair enough. If you played the last Monday Garfield game, I have seen a playthrough of it. I have not played it. Um, it was freaky though. I do remember it. Poppy Playtime is a good game. It's just ruined by its fandom. Yeah, I agree. Um, I think what happened is there was so much controversy around Mob before Poppy even came out, and during like chapter one, chapter two coming out. Um, there was the whole NFT thing. There was them like firing. They've basically fired their entire team, completely replaced their entire team. Like the Mob Entertainment team is not the same team it was when chapter one came out. Um, but I do think the fandom. I do think it's not necessarily the fandom. I think it's people see the characters. They see, like Mommy Long Eyes. They see Huggy Wuggy, and they're like, "Oh, this is just like a cutesy little children's game." And then they play it, and they're like, "Oh, holy crap! This is actually really good." So I think it's less the fandom, and I think it's more so just how the characters design, which is a problem with all mascot horror games. It really is. It's just how the characters designed. I think I don't know. Yeah, I think Mob's reputation kind of hurt, like, especially with the NFT thing. It really hurt Poppy. But I mean, they're not bad games. They aren't. They are not bad games. Um, I know this place. I know this place for me to say this, but I'm a really good Band fan. Just get out. Just get out. Get out. Get out. Out. Poppy Chapter 1, if it was a demo, would actually make it better and make more sense on why it isn't great. I don't think Poppy Chapter 1 is bad. I mean, I think it was honestly better when the game released. 'Cause I played it. I played it during my Halloween stream. I played it. I think it was better when the game released. They changed a lot, and I honestly think made the game worse. If it was a demo, I mean, it's like it is a full game. It isn't, granted, it doesn't take that long to beat, but it is a full game. Compared to, I think is what's happening is people are comparing it to how long the other chapters are, and they're just, saying that, oh, Poppy Chapter 1 is such a short game. It's not. It's not that short of a game. I mean, yeah, it's a short game, but it's not that short. So I feel like making it a demo, I don't think that would necessarily help it. I think making it free, they made the game free, which I think helped it, and that makes sense. But I don't know, calling it a demo, because it's not. I mean, it is a full game. It's not a demo. 616 and Puppet combo games are fun, pretty repetitive, and tries to be dark too much. I don't know any of those games. I hate when people say in a horror game when the animatronics look too kidding if it takes place in a kid. Exactly. I mean, the whole point of Poppy Playtime is that they're toys being sold to children. They're being sold to children. So obviously they've got to look cutesy and marketable. And while I do think they've leaned into that, Mob has leaned into that marketable a bit too much. They are, that is what they are supposed to be like. Lore can be too long. Yeah. I think FNAF is a great example of that. FNAF lore has gone on for a long time. Kiddish, yeah, my bad. FNAF lore has gone on for a while. I mean, it's been what, 11 years, going on 12. So yeah, I don't like the Mist Light section. Poppy chapter. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. In Poppy Chapter 3. That's fair. That's fair. It was originally meant to be different. It was originally meant to be that she moves when the lights are off, not when you're not looking at her. That's why the lights flicker in that section. Because it was originally that she'll only move when the lights are off. But I guess they changed it. I'm not sure why they changed it. I almost feel like that would have been better. You know? I almost feel like that would have been better. Hot take, I hate confusing weird lore or timeline. Hold on, let me call my manager and change some of the lore for Neon really quickly. Let me just do that. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, we got to change the story for Neon. Yeah, the chat's saying that they don't like confusing lore. Um they don't like confusing lore. Yeah, we got to change it. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, great. Okay. Anyways, you don't like confusing lore. Well, good thing Neon doesn't have confusing lore. Neon's story is super straightforward, super easy to understand. Yeah. You should make a game. You have some potential. Gee, it's almost like I have a bunch of trailers for a game on my YouTube channel. Anyways, Hello to all the people now joining the stream. Give me your horror game hot takes so that I can rant about them and abuse it and milk it for content. Seriously, an advertisement plug for your game? No. No, I would never I would never do an advertisement plug. I would never advertise. You should go wishlist Neon on Steam, by the way. Is Neon like like an ARG? No, it's not. It's I think the best way I found to describe it is if you took Portal 1 and you took SCP and you kind of mishmash the two, you get Neon. I want it to be kind of confusing. No, I don't worry. It's not too confusing. I think it's not too confusing. If you're smart enough, you could extremely easily figure it out. Do you think you'll make more games? I really want to make a horror game, a VR horror game. Playing Doki Doki really inspired me to make a game, not necessarily just like Doki, but game that like lures you in and then just becomes a horror game. I really want to make a game like that, and I really want to make it in VR. Bending the Ink Machine is super forgettable. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. I, I don't even really have that much to say. I think Dark Revival was good. It wasn't necessarily a horror game. It was more of a survival adventure game. But I guess Bendy and Meatly, the developer of Bendy, has even came out and said that Bendy is not necessarily a horror game. Um, it's not necessarily meant to be a horror game. Mask of Horror has to be a good story, not just understandable lore. Like Portal Story is confusing, but it's a good story. Portal Story is not confusing. It really isn't. I mean, if you play both the games, it's really easy to piece together what happens in Portal. And it is a good story. Do you think there'll be any new FNAF games? Yes. Yeah, I mean, Scott's already said that Steel will, because during the 10th anniversary, that's obviously when they announced Secret of the Mimic. Scott said they were working on other games beyond what they were announcing during the 10th anniversary, which they announced Secret of the Mimic during the 10th anniversary. So there's obviously going to be more. There's going to be Security Breach 2. It's obviously not going to be called Security Breach 2, but the continuation of what happens in Ruin. That'll be a game. I don't know if this is a hot take, but Secret of the Mimic is an okay game. I think as a standalone game, I think it is a good game. Obviously, it being a FNAF game bumps it up, but I do think it is a good game. It's not like a FNAF. Obviously, it's under the FNAF brand, but it's not like a FNAF like Defend the Ops game. But it's still a good game. It's a good game. If all these basics in Hell and Labor aren't scary, I'd agree with that. Well, I don't know, man. Turning a corner and just seeing stick figure man coming down that can jump scare you a little bit, and that can jump scare you. FNAF World has the most confusing lore, but really interesting gameplay. Yeah, I mean, we're still are we I mean, we're still debating whether or not FNAF World is canon or not, aren't we? Have we as a fandom decided if FNAF World is canon or not? Because I think most people have come to the consensus that it takes place in the crying child's head as he's in a coma after the bite, which that's my head canon. That's what I agree with. But it is a little confusing. But it's not Super Mimic. It's not a fun AF game, not a Defend the Office game, but it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Granny is very scary. Not really. Not really. I think as like a little kid, I might have gotten scared by it, but no, I mean, do you want to play hide and seek? No, it's not. It's really not scary at all. It's not scary at all. Hello Neighbor has good potential. It had great potential. I mean, it's alphas. It's alphas and betas. Its original game versions were great, but they got too caught up in Matt Pat making theories about their game that they just changed the whole game, and it was not a good game when it came out. So uh, I want to share with the Portal thing. It's understandable because it's a good story. A lot of my scores forget you don't have to just spit out lore. You just have to have a good story. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Hell Neighbor had a good Hell Neighbor had great potential, and I do think Hell Neighbor 3 is the thing. They're going in a completely different direction with Hello Neighbor 3. It is insane. Um, I do think it has great potential. They just got too caught up with Matt Pat making theories about their game. I think FNAF 4 is overrated. I think it's perfectly rated. It is a scary game. It is extremely important to the lore, and that's about it. The animatronics are spooky looking. I think it is perfectly rated. Why am I a cat? Uh, who says I'm a cat? Who says I'm not a dog or an alligator? A cat is subjective. A cat's appearance is subjective. What you say is a cat could very well just be a narwhal floating in space. Anyways, is Neon gonna have collectibles, or is Potter making an appearance somehow? Uh, mm, it depends on your definition of collectibles. As for Potter cameoing, sorta. Actually, yeah, he does. Yeah. Potter. There's a Potter cameo. Yeah. They can make some good horror games about a cartoon cat. You know what's really funny is if you look up cartoon cat, horror cartoon cat, is that's actually a thing, and it's not bendy. It is an actual thing. Actually, it is a creepypasta. Um, Baldi's Basics Plus version 0.3. What are your thoughts on that? I have no idea what that is. So, could FNAF lore be better? I think it could be more straightforward, but FNAF lore is always gonna be FNAF lore. It's always going to be weird and convoluted. They really can't undo that. I think they're focusing more on giving us an answer, especially with Secret of the Mimic and the Scott interview. But I mean, it's FNAF lore is FNAF lore. Horror games need super gory imagery, flashing lights, and loud jump scares to be considered horror games, which isn't going to be taken too well by people. They don't need super gory imagery. They don't need flashing lights. They don't need any of those things. You can be a horror game without having all those things. I don't want to bring up Doki again because people are already calling me a fangirl of it, but not gory, not flashing lights. There aren't really any loud jump scares, and it's still technically a horror game. FNAF 1, not gory, some flashing lights, a bit of flashing lights, loud jump scares, somewhat ish, I guess. I agree that mascot horror is way too kid friendly. They need to be leaning more into horror, but also at the same time, leaning into the kid friendly is what makes them money. Because if you get your marketable plushies, everyone's gonna buy them. All the children are gonna buy them. My Friendly Neighborhood is underrated. I wouldn't consider that a horror game. I would. That is a great example of a game I would consider a survival game, not a horror game. But I think it is a good game. I think I think it is a good game. I think it is underrated. Um, it sounds like I'm not up to date on the best horror franchise. Okay. Well, sorry for me not, keeping up to date with the 12-year-old game franchise that hasn't had an actual game release in like 12 years. Um, so, Doki does have some gore in it. Okay, well, look, in my defense, chat got impatient and it killed my Wi-Fi, so I didn't actually get a chance to finish the game. So apologize. I apologize if I get some details wrong. William Afton was right and did not do anything wrong. So what I'm hearing from that is you're defending a serial killer. Because that's what William is. He's a serial killer. He got drunk one night after his son got murdered, kills his business partner's kids, realizes, oh, this feels good, and then kills five more kids, then kills five more kids, then kills, then takes over, a person's brain and forces them to kill more kids. What I'm hearing is you're defending a really bad serial killer. So, you know, that's that's you. That's you. But you know, it is what it is. More master horror games need to use old pianos for music. I don't know why. I just like out of tune pianos. I think piano motifs can honestly be spooky, but I think out of tune just makes me cringe more than it does make me scared. Would it be a good decision to remake FNAF Secure Bridge or Secure? I don't know why they didn't do that. I genuinely don't. The thing with games is you can always go back and update them. You can. You can always do that. I get with movies you can't do that. Like like Scott can't go back and fix the first FNAF movie. He has to use the second FNAF movie to improve on it. But you can go back and update Security Breach and make it better. I don't know why they had this mentality that okay, this is the game we put out, we have to stick with it and fix it. That you don't. You don't. You don't. Anyways, sorry, I gotta get caught up on chat messages. W. Afton. I mean, that is his initials. So you don't like FNAF that much. That's fair. That's your opinion. Can I ask why? Let's leave Plants vs Zombies in the past. What the supposed horror game? Is that what we're talking about? My favorite design of William Afton is Scrap Shop. Oh god, that's oh my god. It's probably his worst design, if I'm being honest. When you combine to like even like the Dead by Daylight Spring Trap is better than that. It really is. The Scrap Trap design is so bad. It's so bad. Scrap Trap looks like a dumpster fire, and he came from a dumpster fire. He is. I, Scrap Trap the most ugly animatronic. I mean, I did do a Smasher Pass video on all the FNAF animatronics, so Uh, uh, yeah, honestly, Burn Trap is honestly has a significantly better design than Scrap Trap. I actually love Burn Trap's design. I think it looks great. He's kind of cute. I don't understand why people have like their hear me outs are the serial killer in a 30-year-old rotting corpse serial killer. I don't know why. Granted, my hear me out isn't any better, but still, it I still FNAF 3 Springtrap is the best design. Yes, that is. Thank you. That's better. That's better. Much better. Much better. Best video is members only. Why? You think I'm giving out the best video on my channel for free? No. I actually might make it a public video. I hate when horror games show a glimpse of the character, then they play some loud dramatic sound. That is called a scare chord. And I did actually watch an in-depth video talking about FNAF, how it has been overusing scare chords, and I agree. Scare chords are basically, it's the laugh track of horror games. They have their place, but I think it's bad that Burn Trap doesn't have a jump scare. Oh, I mean, he was originally just never supposed to move. He's originally supposed to be something you saw in the corner of your eye. And even granted, you can't even get to him in the boss fight. So I mean, you can get him to kill you. He'll just shove you into the floor and just be at his feet. You can get him to kill you if you flash him with the camera. But I don't think it's bad that he doesn't have a jump scare, considering you're not meant to be able to get to him for him to kill you. Blob has a jump scare because it is intended for it to kill you. Staff bots have a jump scare because it's intended for them to not kill you, but catch you and jump scare you. So I don't think uh, you know, boss fight was bad. Yeah, oh yeah, it was. I'm gonna honestly talk in depth about that. Um, what are some other indie horror games that utilize like a buildup of intensity? Uh, Mhm. I'm sure there's plenty of good ones. I just can't remember names. Um, Again, Doki comes to mind. Um, what other horror games? I guess technically, Squirrel Stapler is a good example. Squirrel Stapler is a crazy game. No, no, not again. No, no, not again. No, not again. What do you mean disconnected? No, not again. Not again. No, not again. Why? Stop this, please. No. Okay, we're back. It's fine. Stream's fine. Why? Anyways, okay, we're fine. Swear to God. Fine. We're fine. We're fine. Anyways, did you guys know in the security breach boss fight, you can use Chica's voice box to get rid of the blob tentacles? Did you guys know that? Because it is never ever said in the game. You can use Chica's voice box to get rid of the blob tentacles in the security breach boss fight. Why is it never said? I don't know. Why is it even a thing? I don't know. But that is a mechanic in the game that you can use to help you with the boss fight. No idea why, but it is. That boss fight is just so badly made. FNAF 6 is the best jump scares in my opinion. FNAF 6 jump scares, they're not as bad as UCNs, but they're just PNGs that move. At least, FNAF 1 through FNAF 2 is just PNGs as well, basically. But at least FNAF 1, and FNAF 4, they actually, animated. So, Godzilla would make an awesome horror game. Ooh. Hell yeah, it would. That would actually be awesome. Wait, that would actually wait, hold up. Wait, no, you're giving me ideas. Wait, no, that would actually be sick. I'm gonna ignore what Chili All is saying in the chat. My favorite glam rock animatronic is Roxanne Wolf. I have a feeling I know why, but you know. Security Breach is kind of mid. The DLC is kind of mid too. I think in terms of horror, the DLC is significantly better. In terms of game, I like Security Breach better just because of uh, I like the bugginess. I like how you can mess around with it. It's basically a sandbox game. Um, so it is fun. Um, but I can see people not liking it. I can see people not liking it. It does get repetitive after a while with all the like node things. I feel like they could have came up with a way to make that at least a bit more enjoyable than just here's a node and 5 minutes later here's a node. 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 Here's a node. Man of the Adventure Demon looks very bad and unfinished. I mean, it's not that bad. I can see where you're coming from. I can. I can see where you're coming from. Um, I don't think it's that scary. I don't think the Amanda demon is scary at all. In fact, I don't really even think Amanda, the adventure game, is scary at all. I kind of wish that game would have been so much better if they had gone the route of it breaking the fourth wall. Because the whole point is that Amanda can see you through the tapes and she talks to you through the tapes. It would have been so much scarier and cooler if she talked to the player, the actual player themselves, not the main character in the game, the actual player would have been so much cooler. But, alas, that didn't happen. So, I feel like that would have been a much better for a good concept. Is the FNAF OST Watch Your Six the best FNAF song? I've never listened to it, so I don't know. Have you seen the Megan interview? What's your opinion on that? I'm assuming you're talking about the Megan animatronic. in which she says she could survive FNAF. No, she can't. No, no, she can't. Golden Freddy is like literally God. The FNAF animatronics are like built like actual trucks. Bonnie's just gonna sucker punch her out to hell. Springtrap can't die. Like, don't even get me started on the nightmares or the puppets. She's not surviving. The best Garten Abandon character is a Peeler Bird or Bittergiggle. The best Garten Abandon character is the one that will cause the franchise to end so that I never have to see those stupid characters again. That's the best Garten Abandon character. She spoke to us and it's just a bootleg, a horror bootleg version of Dora, but no, you could make it cool. And honestly, a horror version of Dora would be cool. You know? I mean, that's basically what Amanda the Adventurer is already. It is horror Dora. It's just instead of talking to the player directly, they talk to the player character in game. I do think it would have been better if they talked to the player direct. Like the game Kinito Pet, great horror game. Does a great job of making you feel uncomfortable and scared. They could have absolutely gone the way where like, well, welcome to the post office. Oh, hey, what's this letter? Oh my gosh, it's your search history. They could have, I mean, obviously, that's a terrible example, but like, they could have gone that route where I honestly think it would have been scarier. Oh no, better find the tape in 30 seconds, otherwise, I'll delete all your files. Like, I mean, that would probably be considered a virus or malware, but like, you get the idea. You get the idea, you know? You get the idea. Such a Bam Bam hater? I am a Bam Bam hater. I'm not denying it. Granted, if they let me voice act in Bam Bam, I will immediately change my tune. But so do you think the old FNAF games are still scary in 2025? I played. You've seen I tried to play FNAF one. That went so well during my live stream. But I played UCN. I don't think they hold up as well. I don't. I really don't think they hold up as well. I think they can still be scary every once in a while, but I don't think they hold up in 2025 at all. Bam Bam or Jumbo Josh is also cool. Sure, whatever you say. Can I do a Bam Bam impression? God, he talks in such a monotone voice. I don't know if I could do a Bam Bam impression. I want your pancreas. Give me your pancreas, please. I can't do that. No one likes Bam Bam. We just want to know what happened at the end. I don't want to know what'll happen at the end. I want to know when it will end. Granted, it's making me a crap ton of money via YouTube revenue, so maybe I don't actually want it to end. Because the more games, the more videos I make, the more videos on Bam Bam I make, the more money I get. So, but still, it's over. Just let it die. Just let it die. They're not going to. They're going to keep padding it out. Chapter 9, they're marketing it as the last game, but then they're like, oh, haha, joke's on you. We're actually going to do Garden of Bam Bam 10. And then they're going to Bam Bam 11, 12, Bam Bam 13, Bam Bam 14, Bam Bam 15, Bam Bam 16, Bam Bam 6, 7, Bam Bam 69. Like, it's so stupid. You enjoy the dumpster fire, Bam Bam? I don't. I really don't. I enjoy how much money it makes me on via YouTube revenue. I enjoy that. I no. Our YouTube is overreacting at horror game jump scares for more attention. I think in certain games, yes. Garten of Banban is a great example. I played the first chapter of Banban. When I tell you, it is not scary at all. People just like they see the bird peeping outside, like, oh my god, guys, holy, that's so scary, oh my god, wait. Actual reaction, oh wow, it's a pink bird. Oh no, so scary. Uh, it's not scary. Banban is made for hate watchers. No, it's made for little children who will buy the plushies and all the merch. That's what it's made for. That was the express purpose when it made. I mean, it literally had a merch button on the main menu with a big arrow pointing at it saying, buy our merch, guys. Oh my God, buy our merch. It was made with the express purpose of making money. It was not made with any passion or love. In any way, it was not. I, it's, it's not. I feel like I should defend the legacy Let's Players for that hot take. I think certain Let's Players don't. I know Jacksepticeye has talked about how he doesn't like faking things and he'll just play, he just won't play certain games if he doesn't think that he'll have, good videos based on them. Markiplier, he'll fake reactions to things as jokes, and then he'll be like, yeah, I faked that reaction. Like, I mean, I think Poppy Chapter 4, he did that, where he got scared by something, didn't really get scared by something, but he was like, oh my God! And he was just like, yeah, that wasn't really actually that scary. Like, the older Let's Players, they'll do it as jokes, but I think Let's Players that are trying to actually stay relevant will absolutely do it just to, stay relevant, to make their videos seem better than they are. You know, and so uh, scariest game would be job finding site. Oh my God, it's so scary! Oh my God! See what I mean? I'm faking my scared reaction to that to stay relevant. Yeah, I think FNAF AR is for a mobile game very good. I never got a chance to play FNAF AR. By the time I got around to the, FNAF train, AR had been killed. AR had been just dead. I think its servers were still up for like another year afterwards, but it was dead. Dead in the graveyard. Gone. In the gutter. Forever lost to time. So, I, you know, uh, I think from what I've seen, it looked okay. I mean, it's a mobile game. It's an AR mobile game, which is never really going to be that scary or that good. But I think they did a decent job at, translating FNAF into an AR game. I think the only thing people really cared about, though, were just the emails. No one really actually cared about the game. So, FNAF AR sucks a glass Freddy's. Sucks ass. I've heard many mixed opinions on FNAF AR. So I can't really judge fairly because I never got the chance to play it. So, I mean, I could download the game and open it. It would just say FNAF AR is no longer supported. We apologize for the inconvenience. So, I can't really give my fair opinion. And I honestly don't care enough to go and watch like playthroughs of the games. I tried watching Markiplier play the game, but I just kind of lost interest. So, which doesn't mean that it's a bad game. I think it just means that it was a bad game to watch on video. There are a lot of games like that. There are games that are just like, these games sucks watching a video, so I'm playing. But then when you actually go and play the game yourself, you're like, oh wait a minute, this is actually sick. This is super fun. This is like actually awesome. Have you played Poppy Playtime? Nah, I've never played Poppy. Yes, I've played Poppy Playtime. I've played Poppy Playtime. Yes. I played Poppy. I'm not that fake of a, indie horror fan. I have played Poppy, I've played FNAF, I've played Ban. Ugh. I've played but yes, I have played Poppy. I have played Poppy Playtime. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. um, face reveal when I hit when I feel like it. I'm not gonna say like a certain milestone because then I'm gonna hit it and be like, oh shit, I don't actually want a face reveal. So my answer to that is when I feel like it. That's when I'm face revealing, when I feel like it. Don't have a specific time. Do you think there's too many Resident Evil games? There's like 12, aren't there? I never played a Resident Evil game. but it's been that franchise has been a while for a long time, L- long time. So I do think there might be a bit too many. Yeah. FNAF 1 Do You Sin isn't available on Steam for me. It might just might not be available in your region if you live in like China or something. It's probably blocked because China hates everything. I'm probably on a hit list for saying that. If I disappear, just remember I'm not suicidal. Um, it was China. It was the Chinese military. They got me. Do you think there are too many Mega Man games or too little Mega Man games? I don't think there. I've never played a Mega Man game in my life. I don't even know what Mega Man is. Or okay, I take it back. I know what Mega Man is. Um, I do know what Mega Man is, but I've never played a Mega Man game. So you know, I can't really give a fair judgment on that. I can't really give a fair judgment on that. Now, as for the face reveal, I'll do it when I feel like it, which is probably not for a little bit, but Resident Evil is really good, but Capcom needs to focus on their other games like Dino Cross Crisis and DMC. Never heard of either of those, which probably means they're doing a bad job at focusing on them. If I've never heard of them, they're probably doing a bad job at focusing on them, but I have no idea what those are. I'm into Underdog franchise. I'm just hoping I strike a chord with you. I've never played Mega Man. I just don't know. I don't know the first thing about Mega Man, unfortunately. I think I tried him out in Smash Ultimate one time just to see what he did, and that's like the most experience I've ever had with that character. Was I played as him in Smash for like one game and realized, oh, he kind of sucks. So this has turned from a indie horror rant to just a Q and A, which it is what it is. Oh well, it's not what I was planning on. Not what I was planning on. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, oh god, Mega Man made me lose my train of thought. Oh god, no. Ah, god, Mega Man. It's fine. It'll come back to me. Do you have any idea why FNAF 1 TUCN isn't available in Germany? How would I know? I don't. And I can Google it. Is FNAF 1 why is FNAF 1 not available in Germany? Uh, that's why. Because German law requires all games you have to have an age rating. FNAF games don't have an age rating. That's why they're not available. So you just need a VPN to play them. Also, thank you for doxing your location. I will be sending packages to your house. I'm just kidding. I would never do that. Baldi was overrated. Yeah. Well, people are saying like, "Oh my gosh, Baldi's so good," but like in reality, Baldi is just kind of it's not really, really isn't. You know. It's hot take. I don't give a shit about GTA 6. Now that game never releases. Eh, I think it'll release at some point. I mean, it's delayed for what, November? Also, you don't have to censor your swear words. If there are any children watching that can't swear, can't see swear words, leave. Hot take, Bandman had potential. It did have potential. It absolutely had potential. But you know what happened instead? Is the Euphoric brothers wanted money. That's what they wanted. Money! Because we love profits. Yippee! So, but I'm gonna go in a little bit, guys. So give me your final hot takes. But I am gonna head out because I do have some things I need to do. Um, do have some things I need to do. Bali's got the best reputation in 2025 with way less kids and way less corruption. d- I guess. I guess. It is what it is. Um, I, Baldy is whatever. And Baldi is just one of those like oddball games that like whenever you see people talking about horror games, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Baldi exists." Hot Take Neon will be peak. Nah, it's gonna be kind of ass. Honestly, it'll be a bad game. Terrible game, dude. I'm actually so stressed for when it releases. I'm gonna be like actually panicking because obviously I want it to do well, but I think the main thing I want is just for it to be received well. If you guys, I mean, if people hate it, then sad. Um, the whole "Let There Be Light" thing is not a creepypasta. I don't even know what the whole "Let There Be Light" thing is. So you know what? Do you remember when I told you if you think Gen Alpha is doomed? Yes, I do. It is. Um, as I'm gonna be going, leaving in like 5 minutes. So I'm gonna start wrapping up. So get in your final things. They'll be received well. I hope so. A lot of people didn't like the demo because it was buggy. Um, which fair enough, but most of those bugs have been patched for the full game. How much is it going to be? $20? Jesus Christ! No, it can be like either free or like $1. I'm not charging people $20 for a game that's like an hour and a half long. That's insane. I'm not going to be ban. Buggies is normal. You don't want your game to release buggy. You really don't. For a demo, it is. Whatever. We should make a time machine to keep this stream going forever. I will be streaming more. I will finish Doki. I'm gonna finish Doki Doki. Maybe next weekend. Maybe. But I will be finishing that. Um, I will absolutely be finishing that because I want to finish that. And then I'll be doing another Q&A live stream when I hit 5,000 subscribers, which we're getting like actually very close to. I'm at like 4,400. Um, so when we hit 5,000, I'm doing another Q&A stream, so that'll be nice. I'll buy 20 of them. Oh, well, thank you. That's nice. Yeah, 4 hour stream again. If I had the time, yeah, I might be working. uh, People in this chat aren't ignoring anything. I might be ignoring some people simply because, but that's just a theory, a game theory. Uh, Thanks for watching. Dude, I'm so excited to hear MatPat's voice as Toy Bonnie in the movie. That'll actually be so peak. Um, yes, thank you all. Thank you all for coming out to the stream to listen to me yap about horror games. Um, I appreciate the support on Le Channel. And the support on the videos. Thank you. Oh God, I hope Kahara, C. We're just gonna say C. Thank you, C. Have a good day. What happened to the Manpat presidency thing? He was never running for presidency. He's working with like the government to help like content creators be like properly recognized. Thanks for ignoring me mostly. Well, you kept asking about SCP, which I've never played, so I can't really answer your questions about SCP. So that's why I was ignoring you because you kept spamming. Do you like SCP? Oh my god, do you like SCP? Do you like SCP? I've never played SCP. Shut up. Anyways, thank you all for coming out and listening to me rant. I hope you all have a good rest of the weekend. And I will probably, most likely, maybe, possibly see you sometime in the future. Remember, I'm not suicidal. China's going to kill me. Anyways,